So is this the best anointment for Zane, or this one, or maybe action skill active weapon damage, or barrier crit? Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we are going to be talking a little bit about the different damage categories in BL3. Now, basically, I wanted to make this video actually because of the EchoCast Overload event, the Red Chest event over on Twitch. If you want to take part in this event, come follow me over on twitch.tv/thickfillet_. Basically, you can hang out and chat and get some free loot while you meet my community and hang out with us. Now, basically what that has to do with anything is that we have been getting a lot of new players in the Twitch stream, and I think it's a pretty good time right now to make this video because I've been getting a lot of questions on why I'm recommending certain anointments over others, so I wanted to make this video. Now, basically what we're going to be talking about is the damage formula. This is something that I have talked about before to a lot of you, but there will also be some new info in here for those of you who are already familiar with this, and we are going to go over a little bit of math, but I promise that is not the hard part to figure out. The hard part to figure out is actually figuring out in-game with what kind of damage that this is. Like this anoint specifically, this one, all of them, you know what I mean? That's actually the hard part. The math itself is really easy. You don't have to actually do any math, you just have to understand the concept. And that's gonna be really easy to understand. So pretty much let's hop straight into it. I have pulled up the notepad. Now your basic damage formula looks something like this. Card damage times your gun damage bonuses times V1 times V2 times splash times elemental times your crit bonuses times miscellaneous bonuses times debuffs. Now gun damage is very simple. This is simply things that say gun damage or weapon damage. It's pretty simple. ASA 200 is gun damage, consecutive hits is gun damage, violent momentum is gun damage. V1 is basically a flak modifier. There are lots of flak skills, and I will be linking a document in the pinned comment down below if you want to find out which flak skills exactly are V1. Flak is the only character that actually has true access to this skill, but then there are also some other things like the victory rush damage is V1, and Kaka combo, the guardian rank, is also V1. Now V2 is a different type of damage bonus. This is like Amara's personal space. We have weapon type, which is the shotgun, SMG, etc. Pistol damage, rocket damage, stuff like that. The 300 over 90 HP anointment is actually V2. And once again, honestly, some other random flak skills. There's a bunch of stuff that goes into these damage categories. And like I said, the actual hard part is figuring out the damage categories. I'm gonna break down the concept of what I'm trying to get you guys to understand once we cover these quickly. Splash is very simple. This is splash and AoE. Just so you guys know, AoE on Artifact is essentially just splash. We have not, as far as I know, we have not been able to find anything in the game that gets AoE that doesn't get splash. They really are just the same thing. Next, we have elemental bonuses. This is Amara's Tempest. We have the literal elemental rolls on like artifacts, the elemental projector, the old god shield, stuff like this. Just pretty much that just says like, pretty much stuff that just says plus elemental damage. Now keep in mind this is separate to bonus elements, which I will also be talking about. And that's actually something a lot of you guys who are familiar with this already will learn is about bonus elements. Crit is very simple. You guys know this one. Jacob's crit on your class mod, doll crit on your class mod, etc. We also have the barrier crit anointment. Pretty much anything that says crit. This one's actually really simple. Next, we're gonna cover miscellaneous. Of course, guys, this is Borderlands. We have a bunch of random miscellaneous modifiers. Now, actually, a very good example of this were these slide and airborne anointments. Although these are no longer in the game, so you actually don't have to worry about those. I actually can't think of another one off the top of my head currently. Like I said, I will be linking a document down below so you guys can see stuff like that. But there is also Amara's Laid Bare, that's one I could think of. And just kind of stuff like that that just happens to be on its own. Finally, we've got debuffs. Now this is the Piss Grenade, the Eruption, the Servo Execute, basically just stuff that debuffs the enemies. Now these are generally additive with each other as well, so this is its own damage category. Now, what is the point I really want to make with all this? I kind of wanted to let you guys know what each of these categories were, but basically the point I'm ultimately trying to make with all of this is if you look how these are, we have these different bonuses multiplying by each other, and what that means is that everything that is gun damage will be additive with other gun damage, V1 will be additive with other V1, V2 will be additive with V2, Splash is additive with other Splash bonuses, Elemental is additive with Elemental. So pretty much what I'm getting down to is the difference between additive and multiplicative damage bonuses in this game, and how it's really not simple at all to just call something additive or multiplicative, because everything is additive with something, and then the different damage categories multiply with each other. So a really great practical example I am going to give you guys right now is Zane. Zane has a ton of gun damage in his skill trees. This skill, Violent Momentum, right here, carries all of Zane's gun damage, and actually, if you are at full speed sliding on a snowdrift, you can get upwards of 1000% gun damage bonuses. And this is the point I want to make. Deciding which anointment or which type of damage you're looking for on class mods has to do with your build. So on Zane, who has upwards of 1000% gun damage, or more realistically, if you're just running around and, not trying to move super fast, but as long as you're moving, you could easily get upwards of like 300% gun damage. If you have Speed Demon on, even more, it can get even crazier. Let's say we have a 28% weapon damage on our class mod. This gets additive into our gun damage bonuses, giving us about 328% gun damage total. Now, let's take that 300% gun damage and let's multiply it by 30% shotgun damage. Since shotgun damage is actually considered V2, this will actually boost our overall damage instead of just adding into it. So instead of 328, we now get 390% damage bonus. And even though it looks as if it's only 2% higher, it's actually going to give us a lot more damage in the end. So I went ahead and labeled some things there just to make that more clear. And let me actually show you guys the bonus on a class mod. So basically this class mod on Zane is exactly what you were looking for. We have a crit bonus, a splash bonus, and shotgun damage bonus. This is a beautiful class mod. We will get a formula that looks something like this. So let's pretend, like I said, we have that 300% weapon damage. We multiply this by our crit bonuses. We multiply this by our splash bonuses. And then we multiply this by our shotgun bonus. This gives us a very well spread out damage formula that gives us huge amounts of damage. Now imagine if some of these were just straight up weapon damage rolls instead. A weapon damage roll would go right here. And it essentially makes it almost additive to Zane's skill tree rolls, which makes it less worthy of what we're trying to do. You really want to diversify your damage bonuses. And that is the main lesson of today. Now, one other thing I want to go over to give you guys some value, for those of you who are already aware of this stuff, I want to talk about bonus elements with you guys for a second. Now, bonus elements are their own thing. Now, you know how recently bonus elements were creating bonus projectiles with the right weapons and the right setup and stuff like that? Basically, bonus elements completely redo the damage formula. Bonus elements are completely their own thing. And what's interesting about bonus elements is they do not get splash bonuses. So one fun fact I would like to give you guys here is a weapon like the Anarchy Shotgun on Zane, a barrier crit anointment on this will actually outdamage Sentinel Cryo, because Sentinel Cryo will completely redo your damage formula and it will not get this splash bonus on our class mod, it will not get this AoE bonus on our artifact, so you are actually missing out on a big chunk of damage by not using barrier crit. And that's kind of why, you guys might have heard me call certain anointments bad. At the end of the day, no damage anointment is bad, like it's giving you bonus damage. But if you use a weapon damage anointment, for example, it's not giving you as much damage as you think, and you get diminishing returns. And diminishing returns kind of go back to what I was talking about earlier. If we have 300% weapon damage already, and we try to add like 100% weapon damage anointment to that, there's diminishing returns because 100% plus 300% is only 400%. So even though it's a bonus 100% weapon damage, it's only boosting our damage by about 1/3 because we already have 300% weapon damage, if that makes sense. And I just wanted to let you guys know this about the bonus elements not getting splash, to just also help you guys min-max a little bit more. Now, I am probably gonna end it right there. Down in the pinned comment down below for you min-maxers, I will be leaving the Vault Hunter formula damage guide. Like I said, it's pretty simple to understand this concept of not stacking too much of one type of damage. You really want to diversify your bonuses. What's hard is figuring out what is what. Like I said, I just put the word flak skills in V1. There's a load of flak skills that are V1. It pretty much just takes knowledge, testing, or just asking people like me in the community, or if you join the official Borderlands server and go into the build section, lots of math people hang out in there. People who put this stuff together and even taught some of this stuff to me hang out in there. So join the official Borderlands server in the build section. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I kind of wanted to make this for the new players since we had a bunch stop by the stream with the Red Chest event going on. If you guys want to take part in the Red Chest event, come support my stream just by watching and dropping a follow and join our community. We've been having a awesome last couple of days, but that's going to be pretty much it for this video. So we're going to go ahead and cut it right there. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.